a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
On play action, they'll throw. Right side, caught Fedorowicz. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. Cooper's got it. Touchdown, Houston. Amari Cooper, 69 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
And a neutral zone infraction on the defense.
The defense thought they had the timing count on the quarterback's cadence, but they jumped too soon.
It's AP, Adrian Peterson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
Encroachment, defense.
So the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Surveying the field. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away and it's 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. That is incomplete. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. And it's 3rd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. It's complete. Fleener, right side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a big roughing the passer penalty, Charles, and of course that's 15 yards.
And everyone knows how protected the quarterbacks are. You've got to make sure that when you launch at a quarterback, that you're hitting him in the right spot and in the right time.
Following the penalty, it's Peterson. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, They were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Back-to-back runs that were stacked up. Offensively, now you've got to think to yourself, do we change blocking assignments? Do we change formations? Do we change looks in order to try and get the running game going?
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Too quick to the trigger that time. Neutral zone infraction, and that'll cost him 5 yards. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. Finding time. He dumps it down to Ingram. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Holding offense.
Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. This from 54 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. The Saints with an extra defensive back here on 3rd on the field.
Could they blitz?
Lamar Miller. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So it'll be first down here after the run. Miller, the lone setback. And they'll give it to him here. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw here. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
All right, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Shift together here from the D-line. On second, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Bernardrick McKinney coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
He's got pressure coming, and they got him once again. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
This is fielded at the 27. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Eluding the pressure right. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
And how about this, a fake? Going down the middle, and it's complete. And gets this one all the way down inside the 15.
Always enjoy a good fake, but I really enjoy it when he throws the football from punt formation. Now, you were a kicker and a punter in high school. Did you ever do that?
One time, threw to my man Tim Jones on a botched field goal attempt. Hit him right in the numbers, and Jonesy just dropped it.
Oh, the poor guy. Well, we had a fake punt here, and this guy caught it. So I think he and his friends will be okay with that one.
And he loves his play call, right? He's been waiting for this one all week long.
Been had that arm loosened up ever since they got to the stadium.
First down and goal, the offense knocking on the door. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Texans will extend their lead. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
Now a look at the backup Daniel. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Holding offense.
This is Howard on second down. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Here's Daniel. Fuller brings it in over the middle. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Heading back out there now, the Saints defense. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these...
Will Fuller, nobody there to stop him. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
He's got a man, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Yeah, thank you. And they're going to speed things up here. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Caught here by Griffin. And he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Jalen Strong, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there. And it helps him move the sticks.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is caught at the 8. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Here we go now. Green, 30.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
To return, it's DeAndre Washington. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. So we've come upon halftime here. Hey, Charles, can you give me water? Jeez, Chuck, they cut off the halftime show again. Quicker than anticipated, ready for the start of the 2nd half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Back to throw, Daniel. He's got his man. It's Brandon Coleman. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here's Daniel. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. It looked like he might beat that last man. He doesn't, though, but it goes as a 32-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense get?
And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Not an ideal spot to be on first down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in 2nd and manageable.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. And they'll go on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Looking to throw. And this is incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Saints will have the football back. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know, quarterbacks, they're very protective.
We know how protected they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Green 39! Green 39!
On 2nd down, here's Daniel. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Throwing on 3rd down, Daniel. He dumps it down to Ingram. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help the team very much, unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
.31 yards on the punt there. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board.
Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. 67 yards. And the Texans will extend their lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Ingram again. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
It's Hill, complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On first down, it's Daniel. Finding time. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They'll come out in the pistol. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
False start, offense.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing on 2nd down, Daniel. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Once again, Daniel. They complete it to Hill. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now a play fake here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 3/4 games have come and gone. We'll return with more preseason football. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
No, check. Patriot, let's go.
They go play action here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A huge play there for Houston. 41 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Flush to his right. And that'll be incomplete. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't corral it. It falls down incomplete, but maybe not a big deal given this big lead.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And his kick is indeed good, and that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Green 39. Green 39.
2nd and 10. Daniel again. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Texans take possession. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And after the slow start, the numbers show he has really straightened things out. How often sometimes is that you come into a game and the defense is game planned a little differently than you expected?
More often than maybe people realize, so adjustments are often a big part of each and every game, and it's not just getting to halftime. It's series to series to make it work. And being able to hang in there when there's a little adversity early and see him able to flip it around, it's kind of gratifying for a team to watch, especially for a coach.
And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out. They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Looking to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Oh, he's got some breathing room.
Holding offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. They'll drop to throw. On the left side, this is Stills. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Needed 16, they got 17 on third down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got the guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Now they'll switch it up here and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Point after try forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And, oh, Johnson dinged up a bit. Still down. Hopefully nothing serious. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. A first down throw for Daniel. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. on 2nd and 10. Daniel. He dumps it down to Ingram. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Well, still in search of the first down after that last completion.
All right, here we go. Boom,
Daniel on 3rd down. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Now Daniel on 1st down. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He goes underneath to Ingram. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Once again, Daniel. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Brandon Coleman was the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the...
Just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me beating and make me a believer. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? I need some mercy on my soul right now. Give me what you got. Oh, oh, oh. Give me what you got. Oh, 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 oh. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care when we're dancing tonight. Just as long as you're there. Sliding down the last street as the day creeps. What you doing with nobody at home? Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers.